Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Sunday, and that means it's Dragon's Day. And this week's episode of Race to the Edge was Defenders of the Wing, Part 1. When Vigo offers a truce, he gives up a good chunk of the territory he controls to Hiccup and the Dragon Riders. However, suspecting that Vigo is up to something else, Hiccup and his friends decide to check out the area that Vigo kept for himself and soon discover an island with a village that is home to a group of people known as the Defenders of the Wing, who love dragons as much as they do. However, the only contact that the Defenders have had with people off their island have been the dragon hunters. And because Hiccup and his friends ride dragons, they believe that they work for Vigo. Now Hiccup and his friends must prove that they are just as much a friend to dragons as the Defenders are. Okay, things I liked about this episode. First off, we're introduced to Queen Mala and the Wing Defenders, or Defenders of the Wing, whatever they're called. I didn't exactly catch it. This is the season 5 in the group, season 4 in season 3 in Race to the Edge finale. And this is a two-parter. The second part comes out in the beginning of next season, so we will talk about it next week. And all in all, I feel like this episode really did a wonderful job of finishing off the season, because it ends on a note where you're going to want to come back for the next season to see what happens. I love it when shows do this, because it lets you know that there's going to be another season, because they're not just going to end it the way they ended it. They're going to give you some kind of closure. B, it makes you excited to come back for the next season to see what is going to happen. If anything, just to get closure on that one particular story. Now, back to Queen Mala and her people. I have a feeling that they are going to become very important characters in this coming season, possibly even into season 5 and 6 of Race to the Edge. 6 and 7 are 7 and 8 of the whole series in and of itself. I'm throwing Riders and Defenders in here as well. Just because the way the writers set them up as those who protect and love dragons as much as Hiccup and Astrid and Fishlegs and Heather and Snotlout and the twins do, is just, to me, they're setting up this village as a potential group of allies for our heroes. And I really like that, because they are out on their own. They are just the 7 of them and their dragons, taking on Vigo and his dragon hunters, who vastly outnumber them. They really are too far away from Berk to really get assistance when they are in desperate need of it. Sure, Stoic and Gobber and the backup team have shown up on occasion, but still, most of the others, it's like they don't have dragons. They have to take the boats and the ships and whatnot, and that is time consuming. So for the riders to form an alliance with the Defenders, I think will be a great asset to them. They will have these allies closer to the edge to help them. But of course, right now there is mistrust amongst them, mostly on the side of the defenders, and really I don't blame them, but we will get into that in the next section. Secondly, we are sort of introduced to a new dragon, and by sort of, I mean we never actually see the dragon. We will more than likely see it in the next episode, but we do see images of it, and it is mentioned, it is talked about. So I am very excited for the next part, part 2, where we will more than likely not only get the resolve between this mistrust on the defenders' part with the riders, but we'll also more than likely get to see this new dragon. I'm very, very excited about seeing this new dragon. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. Again, I mentioned there was mistrust, particularly on the part of the defenders towards Hiccup and the others. But again, that is understandable. As I mentioned, the only ones the defenders had contact with outside of their island were the dragon hunters. I don't even think Trader Johann really has contact with them, because I think he would have mentioned them to Hiccup and the others. I don't think that is something he would have left out. Knowing that they are on their own, he would have said to them, hey, there's this village of people out there who love dragons as much as you guys do, and they would have been brought into the story sooner. So I don't think he even knows about them. So really, the only contact the defenders have had with anyone outside their island up till now have been Vigo and his dragon hunters. And so, again, there is that mistrust between them, because Hiccup and his friends show up riding dragons and carrying weapons and whatnot, and they have a map that Vigo gave them outlining what territory was going to be his and what he was going to give to them. So there is that mistrust between them, and I do understand where it comes from. Now, again, this is a two-parter, so hopefully that will be resolved in the next episode. Again, please keep in mind that season 3 up to season 6 of Race to the Edge, I have not seen yet, so these are all first time I've seen these episodes, and I'm reviewing them, so you are getting my first impression of them, not, okay, I've seen this a couple times, I'm able to stop and think on it, kind of thing. So, when I say I'm excited to see how this is resolved, I am honestly excited to see how this resolves, because I don't know how it's going to be resolved. I mean, I kind of do, based on postings I've seen on YouTube from that people have done from these episodes, but I don't know what leads up to it. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Or, well, subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note, all pictures seen within this video belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for those 5 sites I mentioned will be in the description section. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Feel free to check out my related DreamWorks Dragons videos. My other DreamWorks Dragons videos. my other TV videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, and this is for my YouTube subscribers, any of my backlogged videos that are not on YouTube can be found on my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. This one is for my Facebook friends. Any backlogged videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on YouTube. The link will be in the description section. I will also be posting the links for those videos to Facebook, but if you're having any problems viewing them, just feel free to go to my YouTube channel and check them out. Okay, lastly, Game of Thrones will be put on hold relatively soon, and I would just like to know what show you guys would like me to do a review video on, or a series of review videos on next. Your choices are Fruits Basket, Superman the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, and Gargoyles. Voting is very simple. All you have to do is write down which one of the 4 shows listed you would like me to do a review video on, and or like or love a positive comment on one of the 4 shows listed, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one I'll do a video on. Negative comments and dislikes do not count as votes. Superman the Animated Series and Batman the Animated Series may be shortened to Superman and Batman. Voting will be until June 17th, but I will give you a heads up if I have to change this. And you may vote as many times as you wish, but please keep in mind that in the event of a tie, I do have the final say. So you have less than a month to get your votes in, so please do so and make your voices known. So far it stands at 1 vote for Gargoyles, 0 votes for the other 3. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.